So I thought it'll be a good idea for like kind of in the middle of the production to have another meeting with everybody to catch up on where we stand, kind of like the schedule. I would say we're pretty much at the end of pre-production and are currently in the midst of production, like 3D production. So it's a very intense time. So we're gonna go over some things.
Well, I spoke with most of you individually, and what we are trying to do is make a more effective workflow where we are going to be using Trello, which is it's kind of like Slack. It's a website and an app, but it's mostly for tasks. And I already logged in all the assets in Trello, so we are going to be showing how it works. Then I'm going to invite you guys. And also today we're going to be talking about the notes for the assignment so far and the upcoming schedule for the assets that are going to be delivered soon.
So let me just show you Trello. I have it open here. I'm going to share a screen. So it's very cool. You can see the assets, like where they are right now, and then who needs to do what. So here I have like my tasks. This is a Milos tasks, and then we can just transfer one task from one place to another. So say Angela is done with the trees and they're ready for modeling, I can just move them to whoever is doing the modeling. And there's a lot of like reference photos here. You can see the progress. Brett is currently doing the rigging for these two characters, so right now they're here. It's just a fun way to like look at all the tasks at once of what everybody's doing. Because I know for Slack, if you want to look for the file, it's like kind of annoying. You got to search for them, and then the person who posted it, and whatever. So here we just have everything in one place.
And you can also see in the corner the deadlines. And also when you click, can you click on the park trees for Angelo?
Yeah. So you can see the trees that I've selected that needs to be like designed out of the options that Angela had.
And then we can also write comments in there, and then you see all the activity that happened with this task.
Like past stuff, yeah. So anyway, you're not going to be like playing around there too much, just for an overview if you're curious.
And to check what's next and what tasks are you in and deadlines.
It's nice to be able to see everything in one place.
Yeah.
And an important thing is to put everything in Dropbox. That's another thing. Like usually you just put it on Slack and then that's it. So just now you can still do that, but just make sure that like you put every file on the Dropbox folder that it belongs to. Like there's a poster folder, like a character folder, like all these kind of stuff. And you all have access to all of them. So just throw it in there, even if you're not sure if it's in the right place or not, just so we have access to all the files. That's pretty much it.
So as I spoke, we are going to try and finish this by August. So our goal is to try and finish the 2D part by March. And you're going to see there, Milos, that we went through everything that you had in the park, and we included some assets for design.
Do you want me to share the screen again to show that, or?
Yeah. Can you share?
Yeah.
I'm looking at mine.
Okay.
Because then we can go through Milos, Angelos, and Holly, so that they understand what they will see.
Okay, there it is.
So Milos, you see that we saw this little bird, and we thought that it would be a good idea to have it passing by when the camera is going through the park.
Mm-hmm.
So you got yourself in trouble there with that bird, because now we actually want to do it. So,
so another model to draw. Okay.
Yeah. So
trying to take my job?
What?
You trying to take my job, buddy?
The way we've seen it is...
Do you want to go?
I'm sorry.
The way it's gonna be is that in that one shot where we go into the park and there's like two cars going by, there's gonna be like a bird like flying from right to left and like almost dropping its suitcase and then grabbing it and keep flying. That's it.
Yeah.
That's a good idea.
Did Did you notice there is a tree house like for the birds
I
on the
did.
lanterns?
We
Yeah.
scratched that because it seemed like there would be too much detail to understand all at once. If
Okay.
there's like a house for the bird, like where is it going?
Yeah.
That's too much story. But just
Okay.
like it's like a bird going to work. So yeah, so it's gonna be like a bird going to work, and that like from right to left, very simple. But I think it's gonna add a lot of character to the beginning of the film.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Okay.
it's really hard. It's like adding. I know it sounds small, but it's adding a lot of stuff. We need to model and animate it. But I thought it'll be worth it. What's the next thing? The fly.
The fly, yeah.
Right. So there's a scene where like there's a fly. Like there's a couple of flies around the characters when the tomatoes are on them. Now we don't really need to like model a whole personality there. It's going to be like so tiny. It's just a black little thing that's flying around. So we really need like it's not even a design. It's like just something that the modeler can use because I can't tell him like
Yeah, it could be like black dot, just with the sound.
Yeah. So we just need
very
that
small.
designed front and side views of just some kind of generic fly.
Okay. All right.
Next, the buildings. So yeah, James did a really nice like drawing of like a concept art drawing of the whole skyline, but we basically need something to give Kat, the modeler, so she can model the city skyline. So this is a nice drawing, but we need like a specific design for the whole city. I want you to design all the buildings in all of the different shapes, and then she's just gonna design all those buildings based on your design. So
She's just gonna model one building, right?
no, she's gonna model all of the buildings
She's
based
gonna
on your
do one
design.
building and then make small variations, right? Or are we gonna open for very different buildings?
Well, the buildings are pretty much the same. They're all like a big rectangle. Some of them are leaning more to the right, some to the left. But she's not going to be able to know. She's not going to know what building needs to be, what height, and whatever. That's for the design team to do. So Milos is going to have to design the whole way the buildings look, like the general shape of the city, and then she's going to actually build the buildings. So we just need like the concept art that we see here. We just need it to be drawn in a clearer way, not like a pretty way. Just something to give the modeler. Again, it's just something the modeler needs to work with.
All right.
And it also includes the harbor. Then we have the juice machine, right?
Yes. So then the other ones are conceptual art that you had done when you did the park.
Mm-hmm.
That more chose so that you could design them in a way that we can send it to the modeler. So,
okay.
So is the juice machine, the lamp, the fire hydrant, and then when you go into Trello and, for example, Mark, can you click on the fire hydrant?
Yeah.
So you see that there is in activity, there's a note, have the pig nose shape. So some of this art will have some little notes for the fire hydrant, have some animal elements on them.
Yeah, so basically I want the fire hydrant just have a little pig nose at the end of it. So it's like a animal kind of thing. And then we have the mailbox, so same thing, but I don't know exactly what. So just something with some kind of feature that is like an animal feature.
Yeah, okay.
And the bench, so this is a good example of what you did with like the hooves on the legs of the bench and the little face here.
Mm-hmm.
But we like the other bench better. Remember the other park bench? I don't know, it's not here.
It's just the format, it was more of a curvy shape.
Mm-hmm. I think I remember which one do you mean?
And the machine for the juice, we needed it designed like pretty well so the modeler can do that.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's go to Angela.
Yeah, you want to see the poster, by the way, everybody, in case you haven't seen it?
Yep.
We have a little poster here.
Nice.
I've seen it. It's beautiful.
A poster by Angela, really nice. So I'm not really sure yet, like how to what do we do with it? Do we want to like have it available as a poster you can get, or maybe wait till and then use it as like a template for what the final poster would be with the actual rendering from the film? I just like it like this, so I don't even think we need to you know.
Yeah,
It looks really good.
Perhaps like the template idea is a good idea.
That's what I was going to do with
it.
Yeah, that's what I was going to do with the characters. It just, I don't know. I feel like, yeah, we'll see. We don't have anything to do with these things right now anyway, with these assets. So we'll see. But I just like it as a lot. So there it is.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just a suggestion off the top of my head, but how about the two characters staring at each other from just poking out from their carts, glaring at each other?
Yeah, I'm gonna have another poster that's like characters, and this is supposed to be like just the carts.
Right.
Yeah.
I
don't know.
see.
And can be it can be something that we send first for the websites that we're planning to promote the film with.
Yeah, this seems more like a teaser poster.
Yeah, like
Yeah, that's
preliminary.
true.
Like we don't know what it is. There's the pig here, so we know there's like something going on. It's like a hint.
Yeah,
I really like that little pig over here.
Yeah, it's a good like teaser poster. Yeah, I think it would.
Yeah.
Let's move on. So Angela's stuff. So the trees and the cars. That's the main two things. So we picked a bunch of trees from all the trees you sent us. We've written them down over here. We just need three variations for each, right?
Yeah, three colors that are fall colors.
Right. So we just need like every tree in like 3 times, and it could be pretty much the same tree, maybe like varied a little bit, so it doesn't look exactly like a duplicate, but it's the same tree, with like 3 different colors, like orange, yellow, and a different orange, like just very fall-y colors, not green. Like I'm still not sure if it's going to be 2D in the movie itself, like if it's going to be just a flat card with a 2D texture on it, or if it's going to be completely modeled. But it might just be the 2D thing, so make sure it's high res, so because we might use that as in the movie, like your actual files. And for the cars, so you've had a few car designs that you've posted. This is the one that we like, that I think is like exactly in the spirit of the movie. So I just want another one like this, because we're gonna have like 2 cars driving, and I want to have like the two variations. So it's just like take this design and pretend you're a different company making a car in this world, and just design another car that is with this style, but it's not the same car. What do you think? Sounds good? Yeah, I think this reference photo that I put here really kind of captures the way I want the city to feel. Like everything is a little silly, like nothing really makes sense in terms of physics. Everything is like exaggerated. So I think you really captured this with this car.
Then the things that are in Moore's slate here in the board, he's gonna work on. These are the signs for each truck. The signs that there is a space now in the 3D model where they're gonna be. But Moore is gonna kind of like do a draft to give an idea of what he's looking for. And then we're going to pass it to you, Angela. So we'll probably have a call to talk about the concepts to see if you have any other questions for that.
Yeah, so I'm going to just design the sign just for the actual text, like what's going to be written there, and maybe like just an idea of what I want it to look like, and then you'll like draw it nicely, and we'll put that straight on the model.
Let's move on to Holly.
Holly, right here.
So Holly, I put the carts, the food trucks now there because you were doing the concept, the color concepts for them, right?
Yeah. If you look at your email, I sent them off just as the conversation was starting. So I managed to put some very, very rough ideas together.
Oh.
Okay. First of all, we want to have these 2 chicks in the colors of their mom, and we picked the mom. And apparently the mom is not so yellow, so it's not going to work.
She's in the assets.
So this is the mom we picked.
Oh, is it?
Like, yeah. So I feel like we need to go with the same style for the kids, you know what I mean?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah, they're not adopted. So yeah, that's one thing. That shouldn't be that complicated.
No, not at all.
So then, Holly, you'd have, after the chicks, the protest signs to design them.
Oh, okay then, the protest sign. Sure, I can do that.
And then we have also the sushi truck props.
Right. So basically, you'll do what Milos is doing, which is designing for modeling. So that's a front view and a side view
Sure.
of something, like very orthographic, not like you know what I mean. You did that for the characters.
Yeah.
Um,
Model sheets, basically.
yes, and you can give it your own like little style to it, to all those props. Even though they're like very basic stuff, it's like a soy bottle and like chopsticks and stuff like that.
Oh, that should be fun.
Yeah. So if you find a place to add something funny, feel free to do that. Don't go crazy.
Yeah.
And
Because
for
so
the
many
signs,
gags can be very distracting.
for the signs themselves, for now, just model the actual model. Just design the actual sign, sign without anything drawn into it. I still need to do that to write the actual text and concept of the signs, and then you will like draw them nicely and
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So I'm gonna be including everybody on Trello now, right after this conversation, and you can check in each task. I have assigned a deadline for each task. So just let me know if this is not very realistic for you, if you want me to change, and that wouldn't be a problem. And also, more, you wanted the pictures with the mug.
Yeah, I thought it would be fun if you send me a picture of yourself with the mug. I don't know what I'm going to do with it yet, but I wanted to have it. So if you want and you think it's funny, you can take a little selfie with the mug this way or that way is fine, either one. And well, maybe I'll do like a blog post with like all the mug shots of everybody, like kind of like a team.
Mug shots.
See? Kind of like a team montage of everybody with a mug. So it's optional, but not really. So.
You have to get all the mugs together.
We also have some new people in our team that we haven't had a chance to like all talk and say hello to together, even though you've seen them on Slack. So we have Pablo, who is going to be doing some 2D animation, visual effects. So say for when like there's bubbles in the oil or like smoke or fire, all of these things, he's going to be doing that in 2D. So that's going to add some kind of like artistic style to the movie. We have Andrea, who's going to be doing the all the 3D visual effects. So cloud effects, the sun, the water in the harbor, like all the stuff that are very advanced 3D stuff. Simulation, whatever, like the flag, flapping in the wind, stuff like that. And Brett, who's our new rigger, since I feel like the rigger in this movie is like the master of dark arts in Harry Potter, where like every year the teacher like decides to quit or something or dies, and then we need to find a new teacher to teach them the whatever. But he's our new rigger right now. Hopefully things will go better with him. I'm still looking for another rigger because we have a lot of rigging to do. But for some reason, it's really hard to find someone for rigging. I don't know why, but that's just how it is. But he's in the team, so that's a new person. I've interviewed a few modelers this week, and we're going to add a few of those as well. All SVA people, by the way, so that's fun. Next, I'm going to be launching. This is a secret, but by the time this comes out, it's not going to be a secret anymore. I'm launching a special community thing for Bloop. It's called the Bloop Creators Club. I don't know if you've seen. I posted a trailer and stuff like that on the website, and it's going to be all on Slack. It was inspired by how much fun it was to do like our Slack thing. It's going to be on a much greater scale. Of course, there's going to be like a lot of people there. But it's going to be like a chat room, so there's going to be channels, basically like an advanced forum or something. But it's very focused on the community and that feeling of, opening your phone, you can like talk to people, see what they're up to. It's really supposed to be focused on like serious working artists and not just people who want to like stop by and maybe post their demo reel or something. And I'm gonna launch it on February 11th. It's going to get into beta. There's only going to be 50 people who are going to be allowed. But I wanted to invite like all of you to just join. I'm going to add all of you guys to start off this beta. I'm going to add all of you to the group, so you can stop by.
VIP club.
VIP club, exactly.
Yeah.
So I thought, it'll be fun if we start off. It's kind of like a party where a lot of people come and they don't know each other, and it's like awkward and nobody really knows what to do. So if I have all of you guys there, at least it's like I know some people there, so I can go and like it's not going to be so awkward. And maybe you can get the conversation started there, or at least be a part of some conversation or something. So I'll grant you all access to that, and it should be fun. Next is rendering. Some exciting news. I've got us a render farm that's willing to do all of our rendering. So that's like insane. That's really great. We can, there's no limitation to rendering now, and it just makes things much better. These things are usually like thousands of dollars, and they just, they love the project and everything, and they just want to do it and be involved. So that's pretty cool. Do you guys have any like stuff you wanted to bring up, complain, talk, ask? I don't know.
Well, complain. I have a list.
I would love to hear some of your complaints. So Conda, I'll introduce you. You're one of the new guys. He's going to be doing 2D visual effects. So, like smoke or bubbles or flames or like any kind of like environment effects that we don't want to do in 3D. He's going to be doing in 2D, and that's going to be adding a lot of like style and kind of like a fun feeling to the film instead of doing everything like realistically. So I'm very excited about that addition. Yeah. So basically, like we're really like getting into the last push of production. We want to finish all of the main 3D stuff within 2 months. So like this is kind of like the last push, I guess. But then there's animation, which is what I'm going to be doing, and then like rendering, lighting. That's all going to be like the end of the production. So yeah, let's just do these 2 months and get it over with, and then aim for a summer launch and not a winter launch, because it's a lot less fun to do it 4 months delay.
I might have not looked at it right, but I thought for the sound department, I didn't see some like confirmed deadlines on there. Is that going to be updated soon?
Yeah, that's going to be after the previs is done. We're going to get into sound a little more.
Okay, cool.
The sound, which the previs is going to be done by the end of next month, by the end of February, like the final previs, and then we're getting ready for animation. So that's pretty much when we're going to know about everything about sound design. And the work with Gallo for the music is going to be parallel to working on the previs. So for the month of February, Gallo, we're going to try to finish the music in the month of February.
Yes, sir.
All right. And the 2D visual effects for Pablo, that would have to be done after the cameras are completely locked and the characters are there. Like that's going to be a little later.
Yeah, that's one. I was to ask you when we can start to make some.
I know. You're excited, and I can't wait to see the stuff. But we can't do anything until maybe in the next month or two we can just do some like tests. That could be something we can do.
I have a question about. Sorry. I have to say, I'm from Argentina, and sorry for my awful English. I understand you when you're talking.
Yo te ayudo cuando no entiendas. Yo te ayudo a hablar.
Okay, gracias. I want to know the 2D animation of VFX. I'm also have to make the post production in After, or because
no. Just the animation.
Okay.
And don't worry about the English. Half of this team are foreigners, including me. So, yeah, probably more than half even.
More.
Yeah, Gallo.
I need to make the music without the movie. Okay.
Well, kind of like how we did it with the first 2 tracks. So like talking about it a lot, and yeah, you're gonna be doing it a little bit based on the animatic. The only thing that's not going to be final is, I guess, the timing of it. Like, when does it?
Yeah.
But the actual music, like score, you can still do that in a very like rough stage, and then we'll know the actual timing after the previs is done. Because I kind of need this to do the previs as well. So it's like we kind of both need each other to do the work. So we're gonna have to do it at the same time.
Okay.
And then put it in, see how it works. Like we did last time with that track. Like I put it in, and I told you I need like a few more seconds at the end or less, a different ending,
Okay.
and then we move on.
Okay.
Okay.
I've got another question.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's say we are working on something and we want to turn it in, but we also want to like get feedback before saying like this is final. How would you recommend putting
Just
that?
put it in the folder. Put it in the folder. Let us know. Tell us like, hey, I've put this in music or sound design, and like, what do you think? Is that the right direction? Whatever. And then I can just open it on my folder and just talk to you. So you really don't have to wait for the final thing. Like you can use the Dropbox folder as the folder you're working on. Nobody's gonna like look at it or change anything. So you can just work straight into the. I work straight into the folder. So just do that. And then when you feel like you want me to check out something, just tell me to check it out, and I'll go there. And that's the same for like all of you guys. Daniel, you're working on a model. You can just work in the folder, and you don't have to say anything until it's done. Like it's fine. Yeah, and honestly, I just wanted to have another like session where we all in the same place just for a little bit, because we only did this once, and I think just once in a while it's fun to see everybody's faces and hear everybody's just for like a few minutes. So yeah, Gallo's face, amazing. So I thought it was important at least to do it once. And I guess the next time, hopefully, we'll just do it when we all watch the film together. I hope. We're having a big launch party in New York. I'm flying everybody in. No, I'm kidding. But we are going to have
You should.
Yeah, come on, man.
We are going to have a fun launch party in New York, and you're all invited. Maybe if the movie sells really well, we can fly everybody in. Maybe. I don't know.
You mean when it sells really well?
Yeah, maybe I'll charge $100 for a person. Yeah, and again, I really appreciate like all of the work you've like. A lot of amazing work has been done already with the models and all the 2D assets, and like it's really appreciate. And some of you are before the majority of your work, but I appreciate your time and all the effort you're putting into this project. And I think it's looking really good. All the models are coming together, and it seems like it's going to be really great. So thanks again. Again, a reminder: if you want to make a tutorial about something, I'm just reminding you that you still can. I know Gallo wanted to make a tutorial about like how he composes and stuff. If you want to, you can still send stuff. It could be as basic as just recording your screen and telling what you're doing, and I'll edit it and make it into like a more interesting, like quick tutorial.
Yeah.
So
if you want.
So if you want, just a reminder. All right.